It appears that there is a little bit of, I don't know what it is, controversy, whatever the heck you want to call it, that's about to foment here very soon, or already has started brewing, but for the most part, really did get shut down. Just Gordon posted this article a few days ago talking about everything we know so far about the Xbox slash ASUS project Kennan in this article that he put together. He called it very affordable article, taking shots at Tom Warren for paywalling another article which talks about the same thing. Now, paywall or no paywall, something is very interesting here at the end of the day. There are elements within the console conversation that are wanting to paint this hardware piece that is being rumored already in a bad light. I'll go ahead and tell you exactly what it is that they're trying to do. They already have taken a stance that this particular hardware piece, aka the Xbox hardware that is going to be an OEM made hardware, which is pretty much reportedly going to be a PC of some sort, cannot play native Xbox games. This is the new piece of the whole thing that they want to go ahead and take to this particular device before it even materializes in an official sense. Now, one thing that I know in this particular conversation is this is a disingenuous take by any metric that you can measure it in, because this is designed to make the entirety of the project or any projects that may be done onward to become minimized. And that's the play that these so-called console fanboys usually have in mind. Many of them are not paying attention or refuse to admit the reality that third-party OEMs are usually PCs in a sense, but they will carry an operating system or an interface that is granted to them by, say, Valve for the sake of the Steam OS, and an Xbox also allowing for Windows in some cases, providing drivers, and then say maybe other manufacturers. So basically an open concept that is not like the console. And so with this in mind, you can see already how these folk want to go ahead and destroy their own credibility before it starts. But I'll show you a few things, ladies and gentlemen, that might surprise you and make you realize that if this OEM device actually comes out, it's going to have better utility than even the PlayStation Portal, because that's another thing that these folk will do. They'll try to minimize something Xbox is doing, but on their own end, where they basically need, or PlayStation needs a little bit more work, or at least could give better value, they'll never call it out. So Jez writes here in the opening, he said, he said he exclusively revealed Project Kennan earlier this week, detailing the first salvo in Microsoft's bold new hardware direction for its gaming platform. But more details. As he wrote, Curse You Warren is an OEM built PC gaming handheld. He and Warren are friends, by the way. I don't know if anybody, some people were saying, oh, they're fighting, they're buddies. OEM built PC handheld at its core, akin to the ASUS ROG Ally or Lenovo Legion Go, and is set to launch later this year, providing, nothing goes awry. Microsoft is working closely with OEMs on making Windows more friendly for dedicated PC gaming devices like this, with a large amount of effort being poured into the Xbox app, Xbox Services platform on Windows, and Xbox Game Bar on Windows to that end. So really, nothing new is going to be happening here except for streamlining the process to be able to get these tablets to run the Xbox app properly on them. I remember when I tried to do this on the Steam Deck, I could not get the desired effect. Some people had to tell me to go ahead and install specific items to be able to get that launch going, which may also require that these particular devices take on more RAM. Like the Steam Deck, because it runs on a Linux distro, which is somewhat RAM friendly, according to what people are reporting. I've been talking to some friends and some technical nerds. Windows is probably going to be, in a sense, needing a tad bit more RAM. But this is not something that they haven't done before. They've done this with the Rogue and the Rogue Ally and such, so this should not be a problem. Now, he says, since I've been getting tons of questions, I put together this FAQ and all of this stuff. But here is the challenge, though, that I wanted to put out here because of the poor elements in terms of these folk that are trying to malign what this particular thing is going to be doing. Now, because this is going to run a Windows operating system, I think there are a few things that are of note here, because if the Xbox app is working as intended, one thing that this particular OEM device that will probably be branded Xbox or carry the Xbox name or compatibility or logo or partnership with it, is that it should be able to go ahead and access the Xbox console. Now, I've shown this before in different videos, but I don't know if many of you may have watched it. But from the Xbox app, you can actually remotely access your own games via the Xbox console. You can literally click that button and it will take you straight to your Xbox console, which is something that I think is really cool. And you can play your Xbox games from wherever you've accessed this console. So this is my console interface, and I'm accessing it through my PC using the controller that's connected to my console to do so. I can also go ahead and show you that same feed from that console as well, pretty much here on this particular device. This is via OBS, and if I show you the desktop, it says click or tap to continue playing. That's because I clicked away from the window. But if I remove this particular display, you see that this is like my console interface from the Xbox, if you get what I mean. So I can play and stream these Xbox games on a secondary device that can access my library, which is pretty much what the portal can do. It can stream games that are already on your Xbox console or library, or say your PlayStation console library, and I think it needs to access your console in some way or the other. They recently improved it, and this is PlayStation, and went ahead and did that. So a game like MLB The Show, which does not exist, and I'm going to go and show you, this is my Windows device. You see it right here. So a game like MLB The Show, which does not exist on PC, I can play on my PC. If I need to connect the controller, it says you need to connect a supported controller via USB or Bluetooth play. So what I need to do is go get an Xbox controller and connect that to this particular PC so that it can play. Right now I have a PlayStation controller. I was playing Mortal Kombat here a second ago. So let's get a PlayStation controller, an Xbox controller. Let's see how it will run with, this particular streaming aspect to it. All right, so let's see what we got here. I connected an Xbox controller to my PC, and now, even though I could access the interface at first with that controller that was connected to the Xbox, I can now access the game on my PC via the streaming that's available here. So it stands with me, if I look at it from that perspective, from a logical framework, that if this particular game, MLB The Show, is, or if this game can stream on this particular PC with no problems, then that handheld should probably be able to go ahead and do it. Now, the question, though, is other handhelds like the Rogue Ally or the, Lenovo Legion and these others that run Windows already, are they capable of doing this? And if the answer is yes, then what Microsoft is wanting to do now is get a more streamlined process across the board with these particular, titles as well. Let me look for another one. I got the Jedi Survivor. You guys remember that this is the console version that I bought because the PC version was absolutely nonsense, right? Let's go ahead and fire it up. I don't know if I have a quick resume file in place, but it shouldn't take a long time to actually jump in. I realized the other day that my progress, something happened to it. Like I beat the game, but then I was like, wait, why is my progress taking me back to the final mission or something? But here I'm able to stream my Xbox, the games on the Xbox console. I'm able to stream it over here while this is, my own PC that I'm recording this video on. So I think this is definitely something that needs to be very much ironed out, and the misinformation does not need to, spread any further, and should be shown in reality that it's not that these people don't know that this actually happens. They understand that this is a reality. They just want to, obfuscate the truth. They want to be, silly. They want to act like they don't know what's going on. They want to make it seem like, oh, Xbox is making or wasting their time, when in reality it's ASUS that wants to serve this particular generation in terms of, people who enjoy games like this, if you get what I mean. So again, here it is. I'm playing the console version of Jedi Survivor, on my PC, which is weird because it's not the same version, but the game is streaming directly from the console. And boy, I can tell you it's playing really well. Let me switch to the Let me switch to the feed of the console itself, and you'll see the difference here. Let me see if I click the button. And so this is the one on the console. This is the feed on the console you're watching. I don't know. Can you tell the difference? I mean, yeah, the console is plugged in via an Ethernet connection, and the PC is also Ethernet. So yeah, the latency is going to be very much reduced. You won't be able to tell the difference. But this is exactly what it is that I think that this particular this hardware piece is going to bring. And then obviously on the front side, it exposes you to the PC side in terms of the conversation. I can't play any more of this. This is the last part of the game. After beating it, I don't think it's saved. I think maybe I turned off the console and then I walked away. I don't know why it's asking me to go ahead and do the exact same thing I did. But I just wanted to go ahead and point that out. I thought that was very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks so much for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience. I don't really know how the Rogue Ally works with this and how the Lenovo Legion and the other Windows-based, handhelds work with this. Do they have the streaming capability on the Xbox app when you're using full Windows? Perhaps they do, perhaps they don't. Maybe this might be what Microsoft wants to iron out to get the unique side of the Xbox branded systems, or maybe get that going and every other handheld can use it. All right, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Peace out.